just get into how the three of you started your journeys on social media. What motivated you, considering that you had careers outside of it? What started the social media journey?
I wanted to be an actor,
Yes.
and then I realized I was not getting enough acting roles. So to put my frustration somewhere else, I just started making videos and putting it out there.
Right.
And that was it. There was no goal, nothing. It was just like make video, put up, make video, put up. Oh, people are liking it. Okay, this is nice. Okay, and then it just continued. And then it took a few years, and then I was like, hey, this can help pay rent. Okay, this is good. Money is coming in. Okay.
So you can start off thinking, I have to reach this particular follower count, or
No,
when
no.
was this? Which year was this?
So I started off on Facebook because, and that was so very silly. I was at my cousin's house, we were joking, and then I was doing accents. And then he put it up. No, he took a short 15-clip video, and then he sent it to his cousin's WhatsApp group. And in the next 3 days, people started sending it back to me and said like, hey, do you know this video of yours is circulating around town now? So I was like, okay. And then my cousin was like, you should make a page and then put these things up.
So it's Facebook.
Yeah, and then Facebook. And then eventually I was like, oh, let me just migrate to YouTube.
Right.
And then the first video I put up on YouTube, it was like slightly sensitive topic. And it was like just uploaded it and forgot about it. And then the next day I'm getting messages like, hey, we would like to interview you. Hey, I got really overwhelmed and I stopped responding to messages. And I was like, yeah, I'm unavailable, I don't know, and all of that. And that's how it happened. It kind of just hit me in the face.
Right.
And I had to accept it. Yeah. I think every day I wake up and I'm still trying to accept it.
So it's a really organic growth.
Yeah, super
It's
organic.
amazing. Yeah.
I started on Instagram. I started to document my late mother's traditional wear, the clothes that I am wearing right now. So these are traditional Dimasa wear called Dimasa Ribu Rajamthai. So after my mother's death, I inherited lots of her clothes. So I wanted to document them, and I really love old clothes. I feel like they have character. So I started documenting, talking about my mother's clothes and the designs and the meanings they hold. And one day, just accidentally, I told my husband that today I'm going to make a chutney. This chutney is going to be the world's easiest chutney which every household in Northeast eats. So it's fermented fish chutney with onion and tomato. And I was fully dressed that day just to make a video of my outfit. So my husband told me like, who's going to watch your lazy video chutney, because everybody eats it, everybody knows how to make it. But I said, no, I feel like very positive. I want to share this chutney. It's quintessential in our household. Even without dal or meat, we need it. So just shoot for me. So he shot that video. It was just tomato, onion, and fermented fish. Some cinematic shots of king chili there, and that video, in just a matter of 2 days, it reached to a lot of people, and it gave me hope, like, wow, I can make more chutney videos. So then accidentally I became like a chutney maker on Instagram, and I kept making chutneys after chutneys. And many of the leaves that I was not aware of the names, I started learning about them. I just started making chutney. It was so wholesome, and I must say I was an accidental cook or a video maker. Like especially, I did not foray into food then. For me, it was more about I used to write a lot and clothes. So yeah, it was just clothes. But then yeah, that's how the journey started.
It's interesting because that's when you must have taken to MasterChef then.
Oh yeah, that also happened because I was so consistent. I got this high on like life thing, like wow, my chutneys are really appreciated everywhere. Now I should dig deeper into the various traditional foods that we eat that people are not aware. The food that we ate while we were in hostel in Delhi. We used to eat a lot of fermented fish, but we were so scared of our landlords. We used to put it in a small plastic bag inside a rice cooker so that the smell does not go out the neighborhood. So I thought like, yeah, I should share all these recipes and talk about it. And That's how one video after another, and I forcibly made my husband shoot all my videos. And he shot for 1.5 years continuously, and then he told me like, Ruhi, I am burnt out. You just get some help. There are many young boys and girls out there, they can help you. So I continuously made videos like, like 2 years, I must say, on Instagram. I just went on, I made videos of every recipes that I had eaten, and my aunts, they would call me over the phone, they'll say, why don't you make a banana blossom chutney in this manner? You can make this banana blossom chutney in 3 different manners. So I took help of my entire khandan, my entire family. They all pitched in, and then MasterChef happened, and I went there. I was quite disappointed, but because it was all scripted. Yeah, sorry to shatter your dreams. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that, but yeah, it was all scripted, but it was good. It was good for me that I had the opportunity amongst so many other people to go there and to represent Dimasa people, Dimasa food and tradition. That was like the turning point.
So regarding my social media journey, it started by I used to share photos of the books I was reading because I love reading, and then it coincided with the time when I got through UPSC exams. So people, I don't know, I mean people got really inspired, maybe, I don't know, but then people started following me and started asking me, for book recommendations. And then after that I thought, okay, why don't I start a book club? Because usually reading is a very solitary activity and you do it on your own, but because I saw that so many people were interested, I thought we could have a meetup and figure out and help each other out about books and swap books and have recommendations. So it started that way, and I've been posting very random things because of the kind of work I do. I meet a lot of people on the ground. I have a lot of field visits. People I meet along the way, ordinary people who do extraordinary things. So I've been trying to highlight it, and also during COVID, when everyone was under lockdown, I started a series of interviewing people from the Northeast who are doing interesting things, in scholarship or who were studying abroad. And I started interviewing them, so I felt like it gave a lot of exposure to voices from the Northeast, and also I felt that because we look up to people from international figures or national figures, but somehow we don't know the role models we can have among us, people who look like us and dress like us and eat like us. So I thought it's really important to have role models from your own place and community. So it started that way, and it's been pretty organic in the sense that sometimes I go without posting for a long time. But then I get inspired when I meet someone or go to a new place and I post that. And a lot to do with books also, because it's about building a community through books, which is something I connect towards. So yeah, it's been really fun. I've actually met a lot of young people through this love for reading. Even here, I'm just genuinely surprised to meet so many people here who know me through the social media and who said, oh, I started reading because of you. So it's really amazing to find people, yeah.
Just before I take it to Vaishnavi, I do notice that you sort of use your platforms to talk about Northeastern culture. I mean, Marina, you're basically making fun of all the stereotypes that people from mainland India have. But the food, the culture, was that intentional when you set out? I mean, I understand that you started writing about your fabric, the clothes and the food, but was that something that you really, this is one of the things that I want to do with my platform?
I mean, it's not like an agenda that, I'm here to represent, I'm here to be the voice. No, it's just, you just say whatever's in your heart and you just start. Right. And I mean, for me, it's a lot of my experiences just being a woman, or just, it's just, which is why what I'm very conscious of is I make content that is going to reach young girls. I want to make content for women because I want women coming in and watching my stuff. Because that's also, that's the audience I like. I love the company of women. So even in the comment section, I like reading comments from women. if I am to say that I am targeting a specific community, I'm mostly targeting women. Yeah, because I'm just like, yeah, I want it to be relatable to them. Women and gay men, as I always say. So and because compliments from gay men, they are the best. Oh my goodness, the language that they use, they just make you float in the air for days. Yeah.
Okay, so basically, Reddit is a community first platform. So I was just wondering, and also credibility comes from contribution and not followers. So what does that mean for influence? How does that work with Reddit?
Yes, I mean, I think that's a great question. First of all, I'm very excited to be here with the least amount of followers on the stage. I'm guessing as an editor, you have more than me. But very excited to be here. But I think Reddit, for sure, you can be anybody. And your influence is by your contribution, like you rightly said, and it's based on how authentically are you showing up. You can nerd out about aviation if you were into airplanes or you wanted to talk about cooking, and nobody knows who you are, so all of you can actually reinvent yourselves and find people who are just thinking about the same things as you. And there we have seen that we have motivators who are just doing it because they're passionate about the community that they're trying to build. And what I loved hearing about all three of them is that the intrinsic motivation is what keeps them going. And every creator sort of starts with some kind of extrinsic motivation, but sustainability comes from there. And I think Reddit is a very, it's considered social media, but it's actually not. Like Steve Huffman, our CEO, rightly said that it's actually not social media. It's opposite to what social media can be because of how human it is, how the algorithm works, or how the feed is actually when you download, you upload, so a group of people decide what content should work versus shouldn't. And influence there really is a great two-way conversation that you get immediate feedback. You know exactly what you're saying, and if you're making sense to people, then you get upvotes, you get karma, and you have that very clearly on your profile. And then of course you get that kind of influence, but it's anonymous. So it's just for the pure passion, the joy that you have. And the other way of sort of coming to the platform as yourself is something called AMAs that are becoming really popular. They started off with when Barack Obama was running for president. He pretty much started that as a text-only AMA, and now we also do video AMAs and things like that. So if you are not, if you're willing to lose control in the sense you don't want a very curated version of you, not an Instagram flatly kind of word, which was back when I started playing with Instagram in 2011, it was very curated version of you. If you're willing to show up and you're willing to get feedback from your community, the people who think like you, I think AMAs are a great way to sort of show up as yourself and also then have a many-to-many conversation and one-to-many. I think that's where Reddit is very different to me.
So what does that mean? You mentioned that you get those points, karma points, but what would that mean for somebody in terms of, is it just something that you are more credible and then therefore people
that whatever you're saying is resonating with people. That's the biggest indicator of it, that how many people agree with what you're saying. Because it's very democratic in that sense, right? Like you're upvoting if you agree with it, and you're downvoting if you disagree with it. And I think that's the only platform right now which allows you to do that. So there's a lot of discourse around that, and there's negative points that you get, and positive points. So when people agree with you, you sort of go up, your content, your comment is shown higher, and when people are not agreeing with you, you're downvoted and your comments get reduced. So that's a very Reddit one-on-one, very quickly. If all of you not have the app, please download it, even though I'm here in my personal capacity, I must say.
just came on. So I was just wondering about, you talk about authenticity, and I think that word is a little overused, but I'm just wondering, what would that mean to you with your social media profiles? And in fact, what do your social media profiles mean to you? Is it just, does it ever get overwhelming? Does it put pressure on you to put posts up? Does it ever affect you? Because the algorithm likes certain things. So do you ever think that, okay, this is not going to work with the algorithm today? How would you put it?
Yeah, so in terms of pressure or regarding creating any post or reels, I mean it's not there because for me, I don't monetize it, I just do it for fun. So that much is not there. I post whenever I feel like. But at the same time, I feel because social media is open to anyone, and there are a lot of anonymous accounts, and sometimes there can be a lot of trolling.
Yes.
And especially as a woman, I feel like a lot of this trolling is very petty and it can be very hurtful, and there can be, even sometimes threats. So even for very innocuous things, people will go like get really mad at you and get very angry if you have any opinion. So that can be a little overwhelming at times. And of course, I know that it should not matter so much, but when you see it, you have this urge to respond, and I have to tell myself that don't go down this road. It's gonna be ugly. Like not give in to it. So
But
that
are you
does happen.
still reading the comments? Some of them.
Yeah, sometimes, but now I try not to. But of course, you just glance through it. But I'm like, okay, don't respond. Yeah, don't take the bait. So yeah, that definitely happens. So and that can be really annoying, and sometimes to some extent even I feel that if you do not like it can if you are younger. I felt like when I was younger, when I started using this platform in my early 20s, it used to affect me much more. And I can understand why it would affect like teenagers and adolescents, So now I don't really care that much, but at the same time, it's still, it affects you in some way. Yeah, we're all humans, so yeah.
What about you, Mantra? How do you feel like, do you ever feel the need to do anything for the algorithm, or you don't care, and you're just, the focus is just to do what you want to do?
Earlier, I used to feel the pressure because I put back-to-back videos.
Yeah.
In a day, I would shoot like 2 recipe videos, and I would edit it and upload it on the same day because I was on this high, like people were commenting and they were liking. So then I went on this road downhill. It actually it affected me, and then things started getting better. Now I post when I want to, like she said. Even like on Instagram, we cannot monetize, so we just have brand collaborations, which are also very difficult, and I'm also very picky with brands.
Right.
And for us food content creators, there's not much room for brand collaborations. And also for people, content creators from Northeast, we get even paid lesser than the one from mainland India. Yes, we do. For example, there is a brand, this water bottle XYZ. If somebody in Delhi is doing this ad, they will be getting more than they will offer us. So we will get just peanuts. So there's not much room. We just talk about economy, creator economy, but actually we do not have a very sustainable economy. So at the moment, I see a lot of young people, they are getting into Facebook creating videos. I see, like you just said, like social media is accessible to everyone. So the place where I come from is the Mahasau district. I see a lot of young people, boys and girls, they are investing time on social media. They are just making reels every day in the hope that they are going to earn money. And there is this talk in town like you can earn money and you can pay your own bills. But no, that's not the fact. You cannot buy an iPhone from your Facebook money. No, because we've been there. Instagram had 2 years ago, they were paying creators. Now they rolled back. So I'm not sure Instagram, are they going to come back with that thing again, Reels bonus. They used to call it Reels bonus because I against that. And just 2 years ago, Facebook also paid us a lot more. But now, from last year onwards, we are just getting peanuts. For 1 million views on your video, you are getting $7. So we are glamorizing this social media. Content creators are like these big people, they make contents, they make a lot of money, but nobody is going to tell you the truth. But I'm going to spill the beans here because I want people to be aware. I want them to make videos consciously. I don't want them to just go to social media and make videos just in the hope of earning money, and becoming viral for a day and then being forgotten the next day. So you should really be very conscious about what you do, and Facebook is not giving you money. And even if you're going to YouTube, the RPM rate that we have in India is much lesser than the ones that they are getting paid abroad. So we will never be at par. So it's a sad story. But then I also don't want to discourage discourage the youngsters. But I also see that states like Nagaland and Mizoram, I have seen that they concentrate more on local economy. For example, I am a content creator in Mizoram. For a shopkeeper would promote that person, the shopkeeper would ask that content creator to make an ad for that shop. So that way it helps. If we all could do that in all our respective places, I think we could contribute more instead of just depending on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. So which is not even.
And it's not regularized, right?
And it is all very vague. We do not know if Merenda is for a video, if she is having 1,000 views and I'm having 500 views. There is not much clarity about how much, who is earning and how much they will earn. So there is no such clarity.
What about you, Miranda? You mentioned that you first uploaded videos on YouTube. So what? I think your largest now is Instagram.
Instagram. I stopped YouTube because I got bored of it.
Is it also because the content is much more, right?
Yeah, like you have to make longer videos. So basically, I was just lazy and I wanted to make short content.
Right.
Yeah, and I was like, okay, it's snappier, easier to edit. So I moved to Instagram, and honestly, I know the tools of how to grow my page. I just have to do trending audio, trending reels. I just have to do the latest trending thing. They're designing us to become sheep. One video is going to go viral. Everyone's going to use that audio. Remember, you realize how only nothing beats a Jet2 holiday. I felt bad for the woman who did the voiceover for that. It's just. So now everyone knows that you need to use that audio for your videos. And I'm seeing a video of a cute puppy, but it says nothing beats Jet2 holiday. I do not want to hear about your Jet2 holiday. I want to see the cute puppy. But people are just doing it because you're sheep. You're being told this is how to get famous. This is how to get famous. And so when I work with brands, I am not an easy person to work with because the way I see it working with brands is that I just see myself as an advertising professional. I'm like, this is my diary, and beach playing the diary, suddenly there'll be an ad. But I will make the ad in such a way that it's entertaining and I'm not praising stuff, so there's a lot of back and forth and they're like, can she praise the brand a little bit? And can she say, oh, this is the best thing in the world? And I'll be like, can I say something like, oh, I really like this? Can we change the language around a little bit? Yeah, so I've become a little difficult to work with, and my poor manager has to deal with it. But then and then while talking to my agency also, they'll be like, okay, you need to upload more. Can you just tell more about your stories? We need people to know who you are as a person. And I'm not that comfortable because then I can vlog a little bit of your story because then that's how we create the brand of who you are as a person. And see, that's the thing, I'm not I overshare, but I also hide parts of my life. I will tell you about my period cramps that took me to the hospital. I will say that to everyone, but I will not tell you about the boy who broke my heart. So I'm very particular about sharing details of my life. I'll probably just show the food I ate.
Right.
It's really mediocre food that I cooked that somehow managed to look nice in the photograph but tasted horrible later. And I'm happy with what I made.
But is it overwhelming then? Or have you been this learning of boundaries? Was that something that happened later on, or is it just something that you all have been able to draw right from the beginning? That you were clear about?
You learn. Yeah, you learn. Earlier, you want to be polite to people. You're just saying yes to everything. But then towards as you get older, you just stop caring, and that's one of the most wonderful things about getting older. You just don't take bullshit anymore. You're like, I don't care. Be angry. I don't care. Bad comments, let it go. I think I've stopped. I get affected, of course. I'll read it but then I'll just forget. I don't respond.
Yeah.
I'll only respond if it's a sexually explicit comment. Then I'll put it under my story. I'm like, take out turkey, everyone look at turkey. To be ashamed. Let everyone see your turkeyness. I don't care. But as I'm getting older, I'm starting to care less, and I'm really becoming a grumpy person. Loving it.
So, Vaishnavi, have you seen any changes in why people are joining social media platforms or in the way they're creating? have you noticed a certain pattern?
I mean, considering I worked for very different platforms
Yeah.
in my experience, like LinkedIn and of course Reddit is absolutely different. But LinkedIn, for example, is a safer space in that sense because you're really who you are. You're not hiding behind your identity. So there, I think different people from different walks of life have different reasons to join. So whether it was Neeraj Chopra as a sports person, he needs to be in front of marketing people to get his brand deals. Though he didn't join, but that was the conversation we had. So you saw Rishabh Pant joining, Shubman Gill, and all the cricketers because they're like, oh, maybe LinkedIn is where you have to walk into a boardroom sitting with all the CMOs of the world. For freelancers, you get your gigs. So there's a big gig economy, and that helps them having a brand on LinkedIn as the first step, right? Like if you're a startup owner, you're an entrepreneur, then LinkedIn is the first place you will create a profile because your VCs are going to look at you. So I think there, the motivation is very clear that it's personal branding. I want to be a thought leader. I want to be known for what my career has taught me. But otherwise, personally, what I think is that everybody starts, and I think somewhere it's like, I'm good at this, so maybe let me try. Or I want to earn money, I want to become famous. Like my brother is also an actor and he's also on Instagram because he wants to make it big. So I feel like that's also like, it serves as your reel, right? Like for producers to see. So I think everybody has their own extrinsic motivations, but I think I have just seen people be more authentic than before. I think earlier it was very curated self that, I have to read the right book, I have to watch the right show, I have to be in with it. And now I think people are more unapologetic, right? They're really who they are now. Like when Instagram came around in 2011, it was all about beautiful photos, looking as artsy as you wanted, one filter, little white borders. And now you just are talking about what you're passionate about, and I think that's such a great change I have personally seen because now passion is much more easier to draw from than forcing somebody to be active on social media when they don't want to be. So that's a big change I've seen.
But that's also kind of like a trend, right? Meaning Nanda authentic and
It's the latest buzzword, yes.
Yeah.
No, of course, but I think this is a good one if it lasts.
Yes, of course.
Yeah, because I feel like if people are bringing their own stories, I think it's more educational in that sense. And I think people are also consuming content where they like to find value.
Yeah.
Because if you're consistently posting and nobody's really engaging with it, I think sometimes you blame the algorithm a little bit too much because algorithm is also giving you what you want to see.
Right.
So I'm in favor of this one trend.
No, of course. Yeah. So I was just wondering, when one Googles you, it comes up internet personality, and it's you're an IAS officer. So do you think that how do you think people view you, all three of you, do they come to you with certain assumptions, being social media personalities? I'm just wondering if there is a vibe that you get when you meet someone, some expectation that they might have of you. Because I think that it's a celebrity culture as well, right? People assume that they have a right to know everything about you. So do you face that as well?
Yeah, okay, I had no idea that it comes out as an internet personality. Just because you're on social media and you have some level of following, people think they know your entire life, and people will come up to you and say this. It can be a little, you're like, taken aback, like, okay. But at the same time, of course, social media and what you put, like Marina said, you decide what to put, right? And it's also that power is there. You decide. So you need to retain that and also to decide which aspects of your life you want to put. That is very much there. And people cannot always claim to know everything about you, right? I mean, unless they know me at a personal level. So yes, I mean, a lot of people come up to me, and it's very sweet most of the times. But sometimes when you're overwhelmed and people don't know the right time to approach you also, it can be a little jarring. For example, people just assume that just because I passed UPSC 8 years ago, I'll know everything about the process. So randomly, I meet people at the airport on the road and they'll ask me, how do you pass this exam? And I don't know. I mean, I passed 8 years ago, I worked hard, I studied, but I don't know about it now. Maybe the process has changed, the syllabus has changed, all these is something, and I feel like they can't expect me to tell them every step of the way. I can just guide them a little bit, but of course I have to do the research on their own. Like people expect that I will help them out all the time and tell them, which books to read and which coaching to go to, and that I feel like it's been a long time since I did that. Like you need to find younger people. Yeah, so that is one of the assumptions which can get overwhelming, and I don't want to go through that again. Yeah.
What about you, Mantu?
I have something interesting has come up of late. I have had people always when they read me, they call me Jutai. So in most of my videos, I start my videos saying Jutai. So Jutai in my Dimasa language means Namaste. So now people recognize me as Jutai. So that's interesting. And of late, people think I'm a tour guide from Dima Hasao district. I get many messages and many phone calls because of late in my district there is this peak called Tumjak Peak. It is going viral on Instagram because everyone is going there on a hike, everyone. So they assume that I'm a tour guide and they ask me for accommodations. I get lots of calls. So that's something new that has happened through my social media reach. Yeah, but I think Dimasa is at least on the map now. At least now people know, oh, she belongs to a Dimasa community.
Yeah.
Lesser known, but now they know.
Good. What about you, Marina? Do you?
With me, usually if I see someone in public who vaguely recognizes me, it's always and then they're not saying anything, so I'm just, and I'm also waiting to say something, because have we met with, and then now I don't know whether to tell them that, I don't know whether they know me as an actor or as a content creator, and I was like, and then, it's just this very awkward interaction initially, and
I read, sorry, that post Matalok that people come to you and tell you, okay, we hope you're okay now because you did such a convincing job.
message me saying like, Rose Behan, itna drugs mat kar. Of course, But I did have a very funny interaction. I think 3-4 years ago, I got this message from someone, really long message, and she's just ranting about her life. Like, I don't know what to do, I'm very confused about my future, and she was still in class 12, and she's like, my parents want me to study now, but I want to go outside and study. So I responded, okay? I was like, no, I also, this, full paragraph I wrote back. She said, oh my god, I didn't think you would respond. I was just ranting to you because apparently people have this thing like they go to people with lots of followers and they rant out to them. Yeah, they rant because they're like, they're not going to read this message, so I'll just rant about my life. So she did that, and I responded. So then we started corresponding. She gives me updates about her life. She's like, she's studying in DU right now. She's like, she'll just recently, so New Year, she'll message me and Happy New Year. So I'm doing this project right now, and then she's doing some field work. I forgot where, but like with her class, she got to travel to do field work. So she gives me updates about her academic life, and I feel so proud because I feel this is like this. It's a fake profile that she messages me from, so I don't even sorry. This is so proud of her. My cousin, my niece who I've never met, I'm really proud of you. And I'm just like, and I don't even know what she looks like. So yeah, I have a niece out there. I'm really proud.
So, what advice would you give for somebody who's sort of a person or a brand trying to sort of be on Reddit and build a community? How can they do this authentically?
That's a great question. I think having worked on the brand side myself for 7 years, I think one thing that I would tell myself or anybody who's working on the brand side is that you do leave controlling the outcome, that feeling. That, oh no, I must post about it only to expect good reviews about my product or my book must sell. or I must have 1,000 likes. I feel like you have to let go a little bit when it comes to building a community on Reddit. Because people call you out. I mean, I get all these random ads on Instagram, and my first instinct is to go and, you know how the Google search, like one of the top ones is this product good? Reddit. And then you go, and then you look up, and then you see this one person who is the only person talking good things about this product. And all the Redditors are like, see, listen, I think you work for this company.
Yeah.
So you're saying that this product is good. So I think there you have to, as a brand person, think about the fact that if you really want to communicate with your potential consumers, you have to let go of that control of the outcome. That my ROI or my share of voice has to be X, Y, Z. I think the open to feedback is one, because you never know what you're going to hear. I think Lululemon is another example where they didn't listen to their community, and their tights were see-through. And women said that, hey, listen, what have you created? And I think the CEO or the founder said something like, you don't know how to wear it. So in that sense, you have to listen to your community there if you have one. And some brands are doing it really well in the US, like Nike is doing a great job, Universal Studios, they're doing a great job. And then you come up, that authenticity means this, according to me, that you're ready to have many conversations. I think as brand people, we have to differentiate between an audience and a community. Sometimes we interchangeably use the two. Because audience, you're pretty much just telling them that, listen, this is a book that is out, or this product is out, this no blow dry spray is out, and you're just telling them how good it is. But as a community, you have 5 different people coming up with 5 different opinions, reviews, and you have to be ready to sort of be okay with that. And I think we shy away from that as brand people. Because, at the end of the day, we have managers who are like, oh shit, yeah, like you're getting like bad reviews, guys, what's wrong? But like, if you can take that back and work on that product. So it's a great place. Like, I feel like Reddit is the last human place left on the internet. And it shows the fact is that people are Googling but on Reddit. Technically you're Googling but you're wanting to see a Reddit result. Is I think a great indication of where people, how honest opinions are valued these days.
I depend solely on Reddit for any of my purchases. It has
I love that.
saved me from a lot of bad purchases.
Perfect. Sounds good. Yes, it's exactly this. And once you have somebody who will have had a good experience, they're a loyalist. They will come and tell you on Reddit, and Meryl will probably see it, Pooja will probably see it, being like, yeah, this person is my brand advocate, they're saying this is a good product, so I'm gonna spend my cash on it, whether it's an air purifier, anything in the world. So I think brands need to be open. That would be my advice. And for creators, I think it goes both ways. Sometimes when you want to, let's say, have interactions like you did with an anonymous person, I think Reddit is a great place. You will find many people ranting, and you can choose your experience, right? When you want to take an advice on how to, maybe you're getting one chutney wrong, and then there'll be somebody in the US who will be like, maybe add this. So you can do that, but also as a creator, if you want to do, you want to know your community better, don't read your comments obviously, but like, go to Reddit and do an AMA. There's a big subreddit called r/Indian Books where Penguin and Reddit have partnered, and Durjoy has done an AMA. And I think it's a great way of just connecting with the people who look up to you, who want access to you. At the end of the day, they connect with you, they resonate with you, they want to know you better, and I think it's a very human need to find connection, especially with people who are otherwise not accessible to you. So if you don't want to, you want to maybe have an AMA once a month, Pooja, like for example, just for you, like in the sense you're getting so many UPSC questions, you're like, okay, I'll do this one time. But I'll do it on Reddit AMA, and I'll talk to the UPSC aspirants because there's a subreddit for that. And then you can be like, listen, I do this once a year now, please, when you meet me in real life, leave me alone a little bit. So I think Reddit has that purpose of just finding your people, finding your tribe. I hope that answers quite well.
Absolutely, thank you. Should we open it up for questions? One. Oh, pardon? Okay, go on.
I have no
Start.
But I also want to just echo sentiments that I also use Reddit. Reddit is a big friend of mine. It tries to save me from unnecessary expenditure, bad reviews, and I have also started to spot fakes and people who are distribution brands. So it's much more see-through at the moment. And while I do appreciate celebrities and influencers, it's always nice to know people who have come accidentally into these roles and are doing it because they like doing it instead of the adulation, which sort of makes everything a little messy. So no question, and this is how we do it.
Sounded like a wrap-up.
But I do have an anecdote with you, Pallavi, just to sum it up again, like if you are doing some kind of, so there's this moderator who said, moderation is like gardening. It's a passion project that I do, and it's like you take out the weeds because of like the bad trolling comments or whatever, and you keep your community safe. And Reddit's most common rule is to be kind to one another.
Yeah.
So I find it's so intriguing that somebody who must be you, it could be Peter. I know Peter's been a Redditor for the last 20 years before it was started. But you could have a day job, you could be a CEO, but then you're a Redditor and nobody knows. And you're just doing it because it's like gardening in your backyard. It gives you joy. So just to +1 your commentary.
Hi, good evening. I would like to ask a question. So, thank you for this wonderful session. My name is Nimaya, and I am a very small creator, content creator on Instagram and YouTube. And the question I would like to ask is something that I have been personally wondering a lot about, and I was talking about this in a live stream recently as well. And that is that when I started content creation, maybe 2-3 years ago, I used to post whatever I wanted to post. I decided that, if it doesn't matter if people like it or not, I'm going to post it. But recently, I found, as I made more and more content, I found myself thinking about the algorithm, thinking about strategies, the best hook, following some sort of trend, and I realized that maybe it started to get a little exhausting. So I would like to ask our panelists a question of how we can sort of have a balance, because it's sort of easy for big content creators, big influencers to post in a more steady manner, to not really follow trends and follow a strategy. But for those of us who are still small, still trying to start something, I think strategy at the end of the day is important. So how can we use strategies, think about the algorithm, and also maintain our authenticity and our creativity?
I have a feeling that, algorithm and authenticity sort of cancel out each other, because authenticity comes from the individual, algorithm is something that's pushed to you. So I don't know how to answer your question, because see, the influencer market, the content creation market is now saturated. Because there's so many people. We got lucky because we joined it. We were one of the first people to join it, so we managed to build up the community. Like, there were not many people, so people were just following. But now, with this saturation, it's very difficult to follow the algorithm, but also have a voice. And I really don't have an advice. I really don't know what to say to you. It's because I myself am confused. Instagram every day tells you, first they'll tell you make reels, then they're like, no, put photographs, no carousels. I don't think they also know what they want. So it's very confusing. I guess what's important is you post from a place of joy. So when you're just doing it joyfully, you will find people who will genuinely love you and who will genuinely follow you, who will understand what kind of a creator you are. Otherwise, if you're just someone who picks up on trends and algorithms, then you don't really have an identity as a creator. You're just, the one who does trending reels, the one who does the funny. You just know that, because a lot of big creators, they have a team writing for them, which is why you can't really attach an identity with them, because it's all, like, I'll give you an example. There's this famous content creator in India, and I had made a video some months ago. That video went viral abroad. Then people started copying it abroad. I saw it being copied. I was annoyed, but I was like, you know what? This is what Instagram encourages, so whatever. And then months later, she copies the video. She gets way more views than me. And then I see someone commenting and saying, how do you even come up with these ideas? And she's like the comment, and I'm like, yeah, because I hear from me. I saw that. But it's like because they have a machine of people, they have a machine, they have people sitting and saying like, I found this famous video, I found this viral video, you can do it, and it's just, you just become a content making machine. And I mean, it's very important to not fall into that trap of just someone who's just a machine putting things up in order to become famous one day. Because when all of us started, none of us started with the whole aim that I will grow my followers to a certain reach. We were like, this is what I like doing, let me just keep doing it. And it took us a long while to reach to this place also. So if you keep creating from your heart, and as difficult as it is, don't think too much about the algorithm. Like, you will find people who will genuinely love you, because people are fed up of superficiality, everything, and everyone's now trying to find some originality, some authenticity. And so, you know, you will eventually get there. It's a lot of trial and error, and it's a tough road ahead. So, like, be prepared for that.
And maybe I can add on to that, like, and don't be afraid to fail. At one point of time, your Instagram numbers will just stay there. It will not even grow for the next 3-4 months. So don't be sad. Let it stay there, but you keep creating. Like she said, from a place of joy, keep creating. Like, I remember when I started with my clothing thing, I started like 700, okay, I was like happy, wow, 700 people follow us, and then it reached 1,000, and I already made so many outfit videos of my late mother. It was just not growing. It was stuck at 1,500. It stayed there like forever, like 6-7 months. I went like into this dungeon of sadness. I felt like these people don't like me anymore. So I've been there. So don't go there. And when I see these young people these days, maybe not all of them, but I hear them talk about, mera ye post viral ho gaya malum hai. Ye 1 million views ho gaya. I mean, I hear that. I hear that a lot. I mean, that should not be the case. Don't go for virality. You can become viral once, but I don't know if you're gonna stay relevant. So keep creating. I mean, you people are so young. We started doing Instagram very late. I started very late in life, and you girls are like 18, 19, 16, you have a following of 40K, 30K, which is such a great thing. I mean, you guys are doing so good, so don't doubt yourself. Also, don't be afraid to fail. I mean, what is failure? Just embarrass yourself, it's fine. You're not gonna, your life is not gonna end, You're gonna exist, persist, and go on. Yeah.
And if I had to put my creator manager hat on me, very, very corporate guys, but having said that, I think all three of you had your very specific niches. I think that's one thing. Don't try to do everything just because it's trending, like Marinella said. I think just try focusing on one thing and do it the way you want to do it, because I think that is what is going to stand out in the noise and in the world of AI and all the things that were being discussed in the last session. Just figure out what you want to do, and you can change that. I mean, I've seen many creators start off with something like you did, and then you pivoted into something else. And I think it's okay to experiment, but don't try to do everything all at once, is what I always tell the creators that I worked with.
And I have to express that I'm very, very impressed and inspired listening to these young voices. And let me tell you today, for once, I feel like a dinosaur in the room. Because you guys kept mentioning about young people all the time. So this dinosaur today, I want to take this opportunity to encourage you all, you young people, to spotlight the region even more. And let me also express another sentiment that I have been keeping within myself, that I've been ranting within myself for far too long, and I'm happy to hand over the message to all of you in the stage. Thank you.
Mine is not very piece to camera, it's just a sketch. So for me, I'm like, hello, it's your court jester again, here to entertain you with another little sketch and hope you feel entertained, So, I mean, that's the way I see it. I'm your entertainment. I'm the TV channel you switch on and look at. So that's the way I see it. I'm providing a service to you guys, and in return, you're following. doing me. That's the way I see it. And in terms of brand collaboration, there are a lot of brands do come which don't align with your values. I remember a fairness cream came, and I told my manager, I'm like, if I put on a fairness cream, like I look like a ghost, like why are they asking me to endorse? Look at this color of my skin, I can't be, so you have to really choose and decide. I remember last month there was also this query that came. Currently Bombay is being dug up everywhere, and the AQI is disgusting, and everyone's coughing. And there was a query that came to talk about Mumbai and say that Mumbai is going to get better. This is, it was very subtle, like basically telling people, don't complain, we are on the way to getting better. I mean, of course we want a better city, but not at the risk of our lungs and our health going haywire. And I had to tell my manager that we can't be endorsing this. And I think they were offering a lot of money because he came back and he's like, okay, why do you think we shouldn't be doing this? And so I had to tell him, no, this reason, no, and it's just unethical to be supporting this right now, So you have to make some calls, and it's just a matter of, okay, I said no to this, so this month expenses will be lesser. I won't be buying much stuff and not eating out, no more Swiggy for this month, dal chawal and the cheapest vegetable available, and then you just have to take a call. Did I answer all the questions? I don't know.
That was deep, but when you talk about brand collaborations, I want the younger people also to be very conscious about the brands that you want to work with, because the brands that are paying 1,000 to 8, they pay you 5 rupees. Don't be up for these kind of brands. I mean, don't go for I hear my friends, my counterparts who are in the social media, who are in the creative economy. I have a vegan friend. She's a vegan mukbanger. We always talk to each other. She's vegan and I am we are from the two different zones. So she tells me Ruhi, my sister is a makeup artist. I think we should switch to the makeup industry because they give you more money. So makeup is where you have more money. But then,
Because
the makeup industry,
some lipstick or some foundation is launching
every day, every day. So she has PR packages, one big hall is just filled with PR packages of just lipstick and makeup and fairness cream and mascara and all these standards. So we also should be aware of what you want to be associated with. If you want to go that route, go that route. But if you're confused, don't be afraid to make mistakes and also fail. So you should she being approached for a fairness brand tells you the fact how the market is working. So they will, if not her, then they'll come to me. If not me, they'll go to her. So you should not compromise.
Very targeted also, because if I get a brand deal, I know my other Northeastern friends have also gotten the same brand deal. And they always ask for insights. They'll ask you which cities. So you're divided into a tier 1 content creator, tier 2 content creator. They're going to see, because we get to see what our top 5 cities are. So they'll see if Delhi, Mumbai, Bangalore is in your top 5, then they'll be like, okay, we pay more money to this one. Whereas if they see the names of cities they're not very familiar with, they're like, tier 2 cities.
And then language also plays a major role. If you're very good, fluent in speaking English and Hindi, you get more opportunities. But in this course, in these times, we see a lot of regional content is also coming up, which I also do applaud, which is also very interesting. So, but to make that clear, so they also do award creators who speak good Hindi and good English.
But there's also the slight elitism that I see, like how certain brands only want to be associated with the English-speaking creators.
Yes.
It's very subtle. They're not going to show it, but then sometimes they're not even looking at the follower count. It's someone who's making very Hindi videos with 700,000 followers, still doing fashion videos, you won't see her being flown for Milan Fashion Week, but someone with less than half the amount of followers, a South Delhi girl making aesthetic videos, now she will get the Milan thing, because they know that the rich South Bombay people are following her, so her followers are the rich ones, and this is the target audience. So there's a lot of metrics that they're looking at, yeah. And every once in a while, they see all our metrics, they check. If you have more female followers, then the beauty industry is interested in you. More male than, like food, like chips and whatever, yeah. So, I was thinking outside of chips, but like food and beverage and all of that.
The life of the Instagrammer may look beautiful, and it is, by all means, in many other ways, but we cannot ignore the real hardships that still lie. So, if this is what you want it to be, is this what you want it to be? Like, maybe you should go back with that question. And that brings us to the end of day one. Deepti, do you want to wrap it up, or did I do okay?
Yeah, absolutely. Just to say that thank you so much for that really insightful, like behind the scenes look at
Even I've learned a lot today. Thanks for sharing.
Thank you so much.